What's going on, Paradise Valley? We're back at it. Paradise Valley Podcast, Episode 3 here, heading into Week 5. We got Pat, the Kitty Cat Jamross here with us.
What up, boys?
And on the phone, D Brown.
Gentlemen.
All right, so what's on your guys' mind?
All right, so we're gonna put the commission on blast to start it. I mean, last year, terrible year. Year before, terrible year. 3 years before that, he was in the championship every single year. He was a top dog, and now it's just 1-3. What is going on in the Commishville? And I mean, I feel like we got to put him on blast. We need some answers. Is he no longer fantasy relevant?
Is the kid elite anymore? You know, that's starting to be the question around the league. Is what's happening to Team Charlie? I mean, so I kind of feel like this about him this year. I feel like last year, you know, he trades away Antonio Brown at the worst time possible, bites him in the ass. He ends up not being relevant. He ends up just being known for trading AB. So I kind of feel like this year, maybe he jumped the gun when AB fell to him, and he kind of just snagged AB. He's like, oh, he fell this far. Let me just take AB, make up for my mistakes last year. And this year, I think it might be biting him in the ass again, and he's just on his path to another year of just fantasy irrelevance. And maybe he passed up on someone like Melvin Gordon or a Kareem Hunt this year that could have anchored down his squad. And I just feel like Hall is in a rut right now.
For sure. He made some trades. He's made some moves. He's very optimistic about it. And let's hear what he's got to say.
What's up, boys? Oh, I knew I was going to get put on blast. 1-3, it's tough. I needed a big performance. C-Mac, got to give him the respect. I mean, can't wait to see him hit his typical demise. But, man, I've been rough. I've been in a rut, that's for sure. But I do have to say I'm happy with the trades I made. I think I just kind of, after that loss on Sunday night, I went to bed and I said, all right, what do I got to do? And I got to start playing with the heart, man. I've been too much playing with the head. You know, I've been focusing on the numbers and a little bit too much, I think. And I'm going to get back into what really brought me success in my early days of just going with the heart, man, and making gut calls. That's what I did this week. I wasn't afraid to make some trades. Maybe I did jump the gun on Dalvin Cook, but, hey, I felt like I had to make moves because I got to win now. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. That's what I feel like we're going to do. And I'm excited. I think we're in a good spot. It's not a great spot, but it's a good enough spot. Our record's not great, but we're going to get better. And we're excited for the rest of this year. It's not over.
He can own it. He can own up to it. We like to see it. Puts a lot of faith in Kerryon Johnson, a lot onto a rookie to maybe get him out of a rut. And I'm very interested to see if it can happen here.
And your boy Chris Carson too.
And Chris Carson as well, who's injured right now, and he's coming off a real good week a couple weeks ago, but he's got a lot of questions surrounding him right now. Mike Davis popping up. I just feel like a lot of the season's riding on a rookie and a questionable running back. But I will say I do like the trade to get Devontae Freeman. I do like that trade.
Yeah, a little bit about that. Week 1, while I was rooting on Devontae Freeman, there was a quote from Caleb Hall that said, I've never had Devontae Freeman on my team, and I've never wanted him. So things have changed now that the panic button has been pushed. Just a quick question before we move on. Can you see this team getting you to the playoffs?
1,000%.
I love it.
All right, so moving on, we're going to move on to the story of the week, I'd say, and that's Colin McMahon moving to 4-0. I mean, who saw that coming? He did it last year, but this one feels a little bit different. He's got a pretty good squad. He has had the least amount of points scored against them, so you got to factor that into it, but he's got a good squad.
Yeah, he's won a couple real close games. And was he 4-0 last year, or was he 3-0?
I believe he was 3-0, and then
Yeah, I think he started 3-0, and then things went a little south.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was 4-0, but yeah, he's got a good
I mean,
squad.
I'm going to give him a lot of credit. We were giving him credit last week over here on this side. I'm going to keep giving him some this. I'm going to keep giving it to him. He's 4-0. He's got a good team, and with Mahomes and Barkley, I think he can get some. I think he can get it done. He's got and with the emergence of Sonny Michel, we'll touch on that a little bit later. But Sonny Michel is looking like he could just anchor down the squad with Barkley, and it could be a little rookie show there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, he's got some good young talent there. Mahomes, you just got to give it to him. What a pick. Number 1 quarterback in fantasy right now.
The train keeps rolling for the Ravens' nest.
And on the opposite side of things, Matt Sheehan, still 0-4, searching for the first win. He's got a chance this week against Grogs, but I don't know. Grogs looked real good last week. James White, DeAndre Hopkins, Deshaun Watson. That could be a real good team. Could push Sheehan 0-5.
For sure, and Sheehan just continues to make questionable moves. Who did he trade for Devontae?
You got Jordan Howard and Demaryius Thomas.
Jordan Howard, who's on a bye. It's like, Sheehan, you're in win now mode. Stop trading players that are hurt or injured or on buys.
I think the panic button is hit on Thomas.
You know what I said to him? I said, dude, Derrick Henry, great start this week. And he said, actually, yeah, I'll do that trade. And it worked.
Wow.
So we'll see how Derrick Henry does. It could be a
just so many questions coming from Matty Sheehan, from Hall and Matty Sheehan. A tough start for both of them. And I believe we're going to have Matty Sheehan coming on the phone later. That should be fun.
Yeah, well, we'll get to Sheehan later. I feel like the last big story to touch on is D. Brown. I mean, I put up 139 points, and I didn't even sniff the $20. 155. We'd have to go back in the record books, but that is definitely up there for highest.
Whoa! I think we're here sitting on a Wednesday. I haven't even been paid for highest scorer yet.
Oh, whoa!
I paid you this morning.
Let that be known to the podcast here.
Let it be known to the podcast that we are still wishing for money from multiple people out there. So get that into
that is folks. True. The league. Well, this is a notice. Get your dues in, boys.
For real.
Come on, boys. It's 2018. Download Venmo. But
no.
What do you got to say about that performance?
Dropping 155. What a week. We didn't have Christian McCaffrey, our second round draft pick in the lineup. We dropped 155 without him. We got Duke Johnson, a late scratch for Chris Carson. We go and scramble the wires, bring up Duke Johnson, start him, still go off for 155. We saw Ross just dropping points. I was worried about Phillip Rivers in the game against the Niners, back and forth. Both teams were just scoring. It was Breda and Rivers on each side. I thought Ross was sealing the deal. And then Kamara breaks a huge 50-yard TD run and just seals me the money. I was going nuts once Kamara broke that run. But dropping 155, it's impressive. And I was talking to C-Mac. He was telling me he's happy about being 4-0, but he's saying me and Ross dropping that many points is scary for the league to see.
Yeah. Just to recap of where we're at after 4 weeks, we got C-Mac at 4-0, Kirch and D. Brown at 3-1, and then we got Joe, Jamross, C-Dap, Jason all at 2-2. So
and Dim.
Oh yeah, and Dim. My bad. So 4 of them at 2-2. And then I'm at 1-3 along with Groves and Sheehan bringing up the rear at 0-4. So you never know what's going to happen. For 4 weeks, it's still early, but
plenty of
only one undefeated team, right? C-Mac?
Yep, just C-Mac.
Yeah.
I just want to say you can get hot whenever. I think I started 2-3 last year, and it's too early to get down. I mean, we're going to give Hall his shit, but there's a lot of season left. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be breakout players. But along that lines, I feel like we should move on to stock up, stock down. And D. Brown, take it away with your stock up.
All right, let's see here. This week, let me get back to my research. I can't even remember who we were going with this week. My stock up player this week is... Where is it? 1 second, boys. My bad. We are not ready. Oh, yes, like we were touching on him earlier. My stock up player is Sonny Michel. We think Sonny Michel, he was forced into it. Well, we knew he was going to be a big part, but when Burkhead got injured, and I saw Burkhead get injured, it was right after I made the trade to give up Michel and Kelsey. And once Burkhead goes down, I was like, shit, I kind of regret that trade a little bit. I think Michelle he's probably going to end up getting all the carries. James White will just receiving work. And next thing you know, he comes out the week after that, 25 carries, goes for like 112 yards, TD. And I'm just regretting it a little bit because we end up getting Gronk out of that deal, which gives us Le'Veon Bell. But my stock up player is going to be Sonny Michel. It looks like he's going to be the workhorse in a good offense. They're getting Edelman back. The field should just open up, and I think Michel should see a lot of carries and just a lot of work going forward.
Yeah, I like that call. Too bad you traded him, right?
I know, man. We're kind of regretting it a little bit, but Le'Veon Bell, we'll see.
Yeah, true. All right, so we got Sterling Shepard as my stock up player. Ever since Ingram went down, that has opened up the middle of the field. Shepard's the slot guy. He's looked good. 16 catches, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns the last 2 weeks. I think he's going to keep it up. Ingram's out probably a couple more weeks, and even once he gets back, him and Eli have a pretty solid rapport, so I think Sterling Shepard for Grogs, solid player. I like a lot. James White over there, too. Opposite of Sonny Michel, another guy I'll give a mention to.
A lot of attention going Odell's way, too, which is opening it up for Sterling.
Yeah, for sure. So I like Sterling Shepard a lot. Wish I got my hands on him in the draft.
My stock up is he's a player he was very productive last year, pretty high draft pick, but for Adam Thielen to drop 4 straight 100-yard games to start the season, I think he's got
Stud.
He's looking like Kirk Cousins loves him a lot. He started 10, 19, 10, 19. That's to be double digits every time out of the wideout. That's all you can ask for. He's a big reason for Mac's undefeated season, and I like him going forward a lot. He's gonna be a wide receiver 1 all season in my mind. And then my stock down is gonna be Leonard Fournette. The guy, he's a top 10 draft pick, and he's played the first quarter, gets hurt, sits out 2 weeks, plays the first quarter, gets hurt again. You can't blame him, but I mean he was hurt a lot last year. He was hurt in college. I don't love where it's heading. He's already ruled out. I think when he comes back, they've kind of gotten T.J. Yeldon really involved. That Fournette, I don't think he's ever going to return value for his top 10 pick. And Kirch is trying to scramble with him, but he's making some good deals, so he doesn't really have to. But I'm not high on Fournette going forward.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Not really high on Fournette. He could potentially miss a lot of the season, and he's a top 10 pick, like you said. But the thing is, with Fournette, you're kind of liking to see that being your stock down player if you're Kirch, because that backfield in Happy Land is so deep with talent.
Yeah, seriously. So for my stock down player, I'm going to go with LaShawn McCoy. I mean, we talked a lot about C-Mac doing a lot of great things, but that one trade that he gave up, both Wentz and Collins, got back McCoy and Wilson, not looking too great. McCoy only had 5 carries, 24 yards. Chris Ivory got 22 snaps compared to 34 for McCoy, so he's not even getting that many more carries than Ivory, and actually Ivory got more rushes. So I don't know. McCoy also, I heard the NFL's looking into a little domestic violence case with his girlfriend, wife, so that could come into play as well. LaShawn McCoy, stock down, 2nd round pick, not looking great right now.
Yep, I can see that a lot. You know, McCoy's on a bad team. He's on the wrong side of 30. He's injury prone, and I can see him just going nowhere this year.
Yeah, going nowhere fast.
Yeah, I agree.
What about stock down?
For my stock down player this week, I got James Conner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think it's for obvious reasons. Well, a couple reasons. Obviously, the main one is Le'Veon Bell coming back. Word around the league is Le'Veon Bell should be back in a couple weeks. And as soon as Bell gets back, I think it's just over for James Conner. He'll see 5 to 10 touches a game here and there. But if you look at his points all season, he started out week 1 like a monster against the Cleveland Browns. But after that, if you look at it, he's just gone down in points and only in touches pretty much every game after that. He started out with 30 points and then 14, dropping down to 9 in week 3 and then 6 last week. Only had 19 yards on 9 carries. I just think you can see James Conner losing a lot of his value when Bell gets back, and he's just losing it slowly already, and Bell's still on the sideline.
That's my thing. It's not only the Bell coming back, it's that he seems to be less involved in the offense every week.
Already.
While he's already there.
Already,
Pittsburgh
right?
just
Yeah,
seems a mess. Big Ben looked terrible in that second half.
right.
So